we are also joined by Rio Robinson. What up, though, man?
What's going on, y'all, man? It's calm this week. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, Rio, we've been hearing some things on Twitter from our own fan base saying that we need to be respectful. Do you take what Lions fans are saying about the Commanders, saying they're going to win this game and that Ford Field's going to be crazy, as disrespect to the Commanders team?
Nah, y'all should be very confident coming into this when y'all were the best team in the league during the regular season, 15-2. Y'all are up now, just like my franchise. We're back in the playoff for like the first time in forever. We've both got our franchises out of poverty. I don't take it as disrespect, but I think that y'all believing that we're like the Jazz, it feels like some of your fan base thinks that a bum is walking into Detroit on Saturday.
It's cool because I don't know why. We're notoriously like a hard-nosed, tough, like Detroit's kind of known as that type of place. We've gotten backlash for our confidence in this team, in this matchup. I don't understand why. I don't know what happened to Detroit Lions fans, but we're getting backlash. It's a weird mix for Detroit Lions fans. A lot of us are nervous. Is Jaden Daniels that damn good? Should we just start calling him Jesus Daniels? Can he carry the Washington Commanders to a victory over the Detroit Lions? Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions?
I got the jersey on backwards for a reason, man. This kid is magic, and this is not a rookie quarterback coming to see y'all this weekend. This guy is fully grown and mature. He started 55 games in college, and you can tell because he's already got to it. Our roster is not that good right now. We are here in the second round of the playoffs because Jaden Daniels. Yes, he's that good. He's special. It's kind of confusing at times seeing him because his composure, it's so much for a rookie quarterback. I've never seen anything like him, man.
Who's his comp? Because I called him Jared Goff with wheels. You guys got mad at me for that one.
He was going crazy in the chat for that one.
I think he's an efficient guy. He's a little bit more mobile, probably a little bit stronger of an arm. As if you want to talk about deep shots, air yards, and stuff like that. But like, who is the comp? Is it Lamar? Is he just that cold?
I hate comps because this guy plays his own game. He's Jaden Daniels, first of his name. Long may he reign. I don't like comps for Jaden Daniels. I think Lamar Jackson is a lazy comp because Jaden's a better passer coming into the league than him.
And
looking
at the other side of the ball and the 30th ranked rushing defense that the Commanders host. We're getting David Montgomery back. Obviously, the Detroit Lions have the best stable of running backs in the NFL. They've had the most yards and most touchdowns from a running back room since the LaDainian Tomlinson Chargers. What do you expect Dan Quinn's defense to do to try to slow down the Lions' running attack?
For one, pray. We got to pray because that running back room is insane. Jahmyr Gibbs is my favorite running back in this league. Once upon a time, I called Brian Robinson our David Montgomery, and we're missing our RB1 Gibbs. Yeah, Brian Robinson's not that. Brian Robinson is not that. Honestly, I want Montgomery back because I don't want Gibbs on the field too much. Gibbs is liable to score every time he touches the ball. But one, our best defense for your offense is to keep y'all off the field. When we won versus Tampa Bay last week, long matriculating drives, like we had a 9-minute drive, 17 plays in the second quarter, stuff like that. The Bucs only possessed the ball 7 times in a full 60 minutes. So our best run defense is to pray Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen return to the form of their contract years, maybe send some blitzes and stuff, and to keep your offense off the field because y'all are going to run on us. I'm not even going to lie to myself and act like y'all aren't.
And because I said the Jared Goff stuff earlier, you guys got upset about it. Like it was just, is Jared Goff? You guys not look at Jared Goff in I guess good light? Like he's second in the league in yards, 4th in touchdowns. He's been extremely efficient all season. I think he's still throwing like 70-something%. Like I watched the Commanders just kind of like scoffing at Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is a really good quarterback. He's a really good quarterback, but I think there's a ceiling and a cap to how good Jared Goff is. That, and also I don't know if Jared Goff can carry a team. He has the perfect outfit and environment that a quarterback can ask for. He has the best play caller in the league, the best backfield in the league, one of the best tight ends in the league, a top 2, if not the number 1 offensive line in the league. Did I miss anything, man? And he has 2 1,000-yard receivers and a third receiver that could be a wide receiver too on some's roster. I like Jared Goff, but there's nothing special about Jared Goff. And we've only seen 18 games of Jaden Daniels, 17 games, and you can already see special here. And that's why we don't like that comp.
That's fair. That's fair. And looking at those receivers that you mentioned, I saw a lot of Commanders fans. You know, I'm getting back and forth with some of the Commanders fans on Twitter, just friendly stuff, you know, gamesmanship, talking about Dynamic Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Because obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown was the one he called him out by name, being drafted over him. What is that? What is that beef there? Is there anything to that, or is that just trying to grasp at straws?
Yeah, what are you
I
talking
mean, Amon-Ra has mentioned the players drafted before him and called Dyami Brown's name out personally. He's done it in at least like 4 or 5 different publications. We've seen it regurgitated ever since they came into the league. I mean, and obviously St. Brown's a star. Dyami is still trying to figure out exactly what he is in the league. He's getting a better chance and a better look at it with a quarterback this year. He just had his first good game in months or last week versus Tampa Bay. I think that's something Dyami is going to keep on the back of his head, but I mean, there's no comp for who they've been as receivers in the league so far. But we're looking for any bulletin board material and anything to psych these guys up and get them amped up for the weekend.
Do you think Dyami Brown can step up to the occasion? I just looked up his stats: 300 yards in the season, 1 touchdown. I mean,
Yeah. Last week he fried. He had the best game of his career versus the Bucs last week. 89 yards and a touchdown. It may not look like much to you, but when you've seen Dyami's career, that looks like his career production in one game last week versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But when you got 5 throwing you the ball, anything's possible. We know who Terry McLaurin is. We've been dying all year for someone to corral and possess the wide receiver 2 spot after Noah Brown got knocked out for the season. We wanted to know who it's going to be. Last week, it was Dyami Brown. The last couple of weeks, it's been Olamide Zaccheaus. But that's what we're working with in the wide receiver room.
I feel like you're making names up now.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like I'm naming names from Narnia or something. But Jaden Daniels has Geico salesmen other than Terry McLaurin as weapons. We don't have a 1,000-yard back. Zach Ertz is 100 years old, but we got him balling because Jaden Daniels, and we don't know who our wide receiver number 2 is. Our offensive line is middle of the pack, but we're still a top 4 offense, and that is because Jaden and Cliff Kingsbury.
And this is a revenge game for Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz, Detroit Lions legend. A lot of people forget about his time spent in Detroit. But looking at the other side of things, when you look at this defense and Dan Quinn, and that's what he is. He was one of the best defensive coordinators in the league in Dallas. He was great in Atlanta when he was the head coach there with his defense, and now he's brought some of that back to Washington. Obviously, the personnel isn't there for him to have a top defense, but the Detroit Lions are a 9.5-point favorite, and 4 players per Vegas for the Detroit Lions are minus money to score touchdowns. So is that disrespectful, or is that just more attuned to this Lions offense and what it is?
I mean, the Lions have been that this year, so I kind of get it. But 9.5 points is like, we're not the Jacksonville Jaguar. This isn't Mason Rudolph and the Titans coming to town this weekend. We're one of the more prolific offenses in this league. Despite all those random imaginary-ass names I just threw at you, we averaged 29 points a game this year. There were 3 games this year, including our playoff game last week, where we did not punt nor turn the ball over one time. We are an offense that can stay on the field. We're the best 4th down team in the league. Y'all think y'all are aggressive? We went for 23 4th downs this year, and we converted for 20 of them with a rookie quarterback, including 3 for 5 last week in his playoff debut. So yeah, man, it's the cupboard's bare. There's not a lot of names over here, but this team fights for their coaches and they believe in their quarterback. And Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, and Joe Witt Jr. are going to have these guys ready to go. There's a reason why Cliff and Joe Witt, in their first year here, are already interviewing for head coaching positions elsewhere.
And just real quick too, because I'm really trying to understand the Jane Daniels stuff, because people are talking about him like he sacrificed himself for our sins. It's crazy.
For the sins of Dan Snyder.
Is this like a mixture with Cliff Kingsbury calling a great game, or is Jane Daniels out there playing hero ball? Like what is been the recipe of success for these guys?
Combination. It's a combination of those two things, because like last week, we won our first playoff game in 20 years. Yes, 2 decades. And we did it despite no rushing game. Our number 1 running back had 19 yards on 10 carries. Our number 2 running back had 17 yards. Our leading rusher is the quarterback with 36 yards. He led the team in rushing this season with 891 yards and 6 touchdowns. Like, Jaden Daniels has a total of 4,400 yards this year, and we needed every single one to win the 12 games that we won this year. You know, this is the first time we won 11 games since 91.
It sounds like us last year. It literally sounds like the Lions last year.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm saying, for the Lions fans that are like killing us, I'm like, y'all were us just a year ago, hosting your first home playoff game ever at Ford Field. Had 2 of them, you know. We're winning our first playoff game in 20 years, 11 wins. We won 12 games this year, and we're doing it in a style that it's not fluky. It's just like we're clutch. Our last 5 games, we're on a 6-game winning streak. Our last 5 games all ended on the last play of the game. We are one of the more clutch teams in the league. If Jaden has the ball in the 4th quarter with a chance to tie or win the game, you're in trouble. So your best bet is to smoke our boots like your fans think that y'all are going to do on Saturday.
What does Rio think is going to happen?
I was going to say, what do you think is going to happen on Saturday?
Oh, man, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a shootout. Y'all are going to score on us, obviously. Y'all are going to run on us a little bit. You're going to pass on us. But there's something about this team, man. Like, this team fights. In the defense, while I wouldn't call it a good defense, they're opportunistic, and they're bend, not break. And I think in tandem with Jaden Daniels and our offense sustaining long drives, we're going to do enough that we're going to have a chance with the ball in our hands to win this game down the stretch. I may sound crazy. I may sound delusional. I may sound like a homer. I'm picking my boys to shock the world on Saturday night, and I got us ruining y'all parade that y'all already got scheduled heading towards the NFC Championship next week.
Rio, I have pleasure meeting you, man. Good luck with that. I'll pray for you. It's not your year, bro. You guys gotta wait. You gotta wait your turn.
Yeah,
like you said, you're enjoying what we had last year. Now we're here this year. You guys, next to line. No disrespect. I'm proud of you guys. Everything done, But Beyonce had one of the greatest videos of all time.
Yeah, Beyonce did have one of the great. But I'm gonna stop you right there. Yeah. The greatest equalizer in a playoff game is a special quarterback. And I think only one of those is taking the field on Saturday night, and he doesn't wear Honolulu blue.
I mean, when Jared Goff's going to be top 5 in MVP contention. You might not think he's a special quarterback. He's having a special season.
Oh, he is. He's having a phenomenal season. I've seen Kirk Cousins have similar.
No.
You ain't never seen Kirk Cousins throw 70%. What we do?
Yeah, nobody in NFL history has thrown for as many yards for as good of a percentage and as good of a quarterback rating as Jared Goff has this year. He's 1 of 1 on his season this year.
And he has everything around him working in sound. And if any of that were to not be there, it wouldn't look the same, But
it's there.
It's there.
It is there. And I think he's a very good quarterback. Like I said, Sam Darnold had a phenomenal year as well.
And Jared Goff beat him twice.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield had a great year. He beat y'all this year too. By the way,
he beat you this year too. And so did Cooper Rush.
Yep, he did. That is true. That is true.
Rio, next year is you guys' year. You got.
Y'all lost another quarterback. I would say like Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. Brock Purdy played he had not this year, but he had a perfect identity and ecosystem around him. Nobody's picking Brock Purdy at the top of any list. I think there's a cloth of quarterbacks that are very, very good. They will never leave that tier of quarterback that they are, and they need everything around them to be there for them to succeed. And I think Jared Goff, he's really good, but he's that.
I don't disagree, but he also has those things around him. And I think that's why he's having the type of season he's having.
Oh, yeah. And nobody's going to fault y'all for having a squad. Y'all are the model for what teams want to build. It isn't Kansas City because they were already built, have a Hall of Fame coach. You drop in this crazy talent at quarterback, you have everything. Y'all got it out the mud. Y'all got it homegrown through the draft, not a bunch of splash signings, and y'all developed your talent. Y'all were bad one year. The next year, y'all rallied around your coach, and then in the third year, y'all are here. You know, and I think people are just so shocked that we're here in year one. They don't want to give us any credit about being a good football team already. We won 4 games last year.
Yeah, no, it's there. We're giving credit. I think it's
for sure.
There's a difference between a good football team and the best team in the NFC, and that's what the Commanders are walking into, the home arena of the best team in the NFC, coming off of a bye week, getting people back that they've missed, and this is a place that Super Bowl champion head coach and quarterback Matt Stafford and Sean McVay said was the hardest environment they've ever played in. So, like, Jaden Daniels, he's poised. He is still a rookie, though. And
he played in front of 110,000 people in the SEC. Ain't nothing to him,
So did
man.
Matt Stafford at Georgia. He played in the SEC, too.
Yeah, but then he got drafted to the Lions, and, you know, it didn't
And he
work
also
out
played
for
in
him.
the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. And he said Detroit was a harder place to play than the Superdome in the NFC Championship game.
Hey, man, some guys don't got the composure as other guys, man. Jaden's unflappable. He's not going to be concerned with that.
Well, I pray for your team you're right, because if he flaps at all, you guys are going to lose by 20, because he's really the only hope you got.
Oh, for sure. I know this.
Rio, we appreciate you joining us, man. Thanks for sharing your time with us. Let the people know where they can get more coverage of the Commanders leading up to this game and going forward from you.
Yeah, we can find Rio_Robinson91. What, they talking crazy in the chat?
We made a bet with the chat.
We made a bet in the chat. We do like super chats, you know, and we had goals. And it was 150 was the goal for us to dress up as emo guys like My Chemical Romance tomorrow. And they hit that already. And then it was another $200 for our technical director to
say hi, Chris.
To wear a gimp suit, and somebody just Ryan Philbeck just put $200 in the chat. So
hey,
shout out to you, Ryan.
Hey.
That's insane.
All right, Rio, before you get out of here, shout out where the people could get more information on the Commanders coming up to this game from you.
Rio Robinson on YouTube. My show is called Rambling About Washington or Rambling with Rio. I'm yapping, flapping my gum. I just went live for 5 hours before I came on here with y'all today, man. We do it. Y'all fan base was deep in my chat. Please come on down. I'm going to be live all day Saturday doing a watch party for both games. Enter my chat. Roast me. If we lose, I'll take it on the chin, man.
Facts. Rio, appreciate you,
Rio,
man.
appreciate you. You're a real one for coming to enemy's territory, holding it down for your own.
Those jerseys are fire, by the way.
Those jerseys are fire,
I
yeah.
like those jerseys.
Next
Thank
year,
you.
guys
They don't
will,
look anything like the Steelers. Thank you.
No, I like it.
Yeah, first I resonated with the Steelers, but you guys have grown your own identity since then. So,
Oh yeah. Appreciate
hey, next
y'all,
year we'll
man.
take you guys seriously.
Hell yeah. We'll see y'all. Now y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna take us seriously this weekend. Watch.
All right, Rio.
All right,
Appreciate
deal.
you, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.